At the height of operations in 2023, there were 15 UAS modules working on wildfires in 6 states. UAS fireline operations are an interagency effort. Commonly called drones, these versatile tools are making wildland firefighting safer, giving firefighters new ways to meet some of their toughest objectives. Incident commanders order UAS modules through dispatch based on the needs of their branch directors, division supervisors, and crew bosses. The information gained from UAS modules gives ground resources real-time intel about the location of a fire's active perimeter, threats to control lines, and spot fires across control lines. The crew members of a UAS module often hold multiple qualifications. The pilot in command may be required to have a visual observer with them under certain circumstances. The VO keeps an eye on the drone and watches out for any potential hazards. A UAS module can fit all they need in a pickup truck, but to do their best work for long durations, it helps to have a trailer, because they need everything they bring and bring everything they need. Generators, batteries and battery chargers, controllers, tablets, radios, and a large screen TV under a portable sunshade. A UAS module can set up operations quickly, ready to change locations as needed. While en route to an incident, the module leader obtains a special government interest waiver if there is a temporary flight restriction or TFR in place over the fire area, in accordance with the Federal Aviation Administration. The module leader contacts the Incident Air Operations Branch Director to ensure the module is included in the Air Operations Summary, Form 220, in the Incident Action Plan. They're part of pre-briefing phone calls and an operational briefing at Helibase. They meet with the Helibase manager to get the latest intel on air operations. Then it's off to the fire line to meet the division supervisors.
Dan, Joe Don. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
They discuss the objectives of the day's mission, looking at maps and deciding their best tactics and areas of operation. The UAS module scouts for launch and recovery zones. They look for an area with vertical and horizontal clearance and a maximum field of view. The fishing line metaphor is used to visualize a straight line from the pilot's controls to the drone. Any bend or curve in this line can diminish effective communications with the drone. Line of sight is not required for UAS operations, which last about 20 minutes of flight, with a range of about 2 miles. Sometimes the best LRZ is the one you make. Since the members of UAS modules are firefighters, this work usually goes pretty fast. A flattened area is the goal with as little debris and loose dirt as possible. Dust abatement is always a welcome finishing touch. Airspace deconfliction is the #1 priority of UAS modules. The UAS pilot in command deconflicts with aerial supervision, usually air attack or HELCO. When aerial supervision is not on scene, the UAS pilot coordinates their flights with Helibase or dispatch in the absence of an established Helibase. The UAS module remains in contact with all resources and aircraft on scene, using FM and VHF radios, cell phones, and satellite-based internet.
They're still the same sections. We're in Division Lima. Drop point 45 is our location. We'll be flying in 7, 8, 9, 10, 17, 16. Anyone got anything to add to that?
They pause for a pre-flight risk assessment before each specific mission and discuss their day's assignments.
Okay, and then for today, if you're carted on the Alta, we'll let you go ahead and start the flights. You'll be VO.
Setting up the drone can happen in minutes. They attach the legs, the camera, and 2 lithium polymer batteries. The pre-flight checks and radio check-ins can take a little bit longer.
Ignis app open.
On charge, Ignis app open.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Wi-Fi
config. Unmanned Romeo 34 will be operating in Division
Contrast app connected.
Hotel.
Package received.
Most UAS flights are infrared or heat-seeking missions. Infrared and high-definition video, overlaid with current fire maps, combine to show precise heat signatures in real time.
So with the IR, we're here sitting here at about 10 o'clock in the morning. My whole entire division is, as you can see, is completely inverted. It's got a lot of smoke. I can't see the ridges. Unable to use any helicopters or aviation to really look inside and see what's going on. With the UAS unit, we're able to look in there with infrared and see where the heat is, see where my firefighters are working, and seeing if our tactics are doing what they need to do to make sure this fire gets suppressed.
There may not be immediate values at risk, for needing to put, fixed wing or helicopter aerial resources up in the air. And so, yeah, making those decisions based off of their data has been a huge asset to the safety side of things.
One of the great assets of UAS modules is their ability to work at night, in dense smoke with zero visibility. Heat signatures show up brighter, all other air resources are grounded, and the UAS module is still hard at work. But night after night shift will take a toll on any firefighter, so UAS modules work with fireline supervisors to find the right duty day balance. Aerial ignitions are made possible with an attachable plastic sphere dispenser. Dragon eggs, about the size of ping pong balls, contain potassium permanganate. Injected with glycol one at a time, the resulting chemical reaction happens within about 30 seconds. The UAS pilot at the controls is qualified in aerial ignitions, but the firing boss is not on the UAS module. That role belongs to a designated firing boss on scene. The pilot can drop the dragon eggs one at a time, or in a grid pattern viewable on a screen, precisely locating where to put fire on the landscape.
Any UAS that actually has plastic sphere device capability, I mean, you can get way more depth, and then you can see, especially with night operations burning, you get a chance to see strips that are lit, and then limits that kind of exposure for us.
Way safer for the boots on the ground. They can work in a closer proximity of these firing operations and work in conjunction with those firing operations.
UAS operations make the work we do on the ground safer, because firefighters are the most valuable resource on every wildfire.